Welcome, everybody, to a special episode of the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. Have you seen the price yet?
Morning. I did. I saw when I woke up, and it's funny. On yesterday's show, I completely admitted that this big crash was totally unexpected, and it was sitting right in an area of like last support before everything gets gloom and doomy for Bitcoin. But the big move down itself was completely out of nowhere. And then everyone is like, no, this was obvious. The FOMC is tomorrow and the CPI numbers are tomorrow. And I literally replied in the live chat, just because there is some, economic news coming out tomorrow, it doesn't necessarily mean the price is going to drop. That's not one of these automatic make money trades. Oh, big news
Yeah.
tomorrow. That means the price has to crash today, right? It's
Yeah.
completely random and independent. Now, and then this morning, I wake up and I feel the same. Like, wow, I did not expect us to rally like that either, right? Like, so
Right.
both mornings, yesterday and today, I woke up. Yesterday, I woke up like weirdly surprised, and today I woke up pleasantly surprised, but for a very similar reason. Yeah, the CPI numbers came in. The CPI numbers were pretty much identical to last month's numbers, but they were 0.000003% bullish, and therefore everyone
That's
needs
it.
to like freaking rush into a
Bye.
trade.
Bye,
I
bye,
mean, it's
bye.
bots, dude. It's bots. It's not humans. Like the CPI numbers were like identical to last month's numbers. It was 0.01% difference, but apparently it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. That's it. That's all we needed. That's all we needed to get over the line. But it's funny because the amount we've recovered or pumped or whatever, well, you'll see at the charts, it's exactly the same level as we dropped. It's just gone back to parity from 2 days ago. So it's not that much to get excited about, and we'll have a look at the charts. You want to go first? You want me to go first? What's up?
Uh, no, why don't you go first today? I went first yesterday, I think.
Sure, no worries. Well, we'll keep it quick. So looking at the 4 hour time frame right now, yeah, obviously we've had a fantastic few hours here. We'll call it a day, but we're still below the 50 moving average here, which is my least less important moving average, really. But it's at the moment, it's hard to deny that it's stopped the price at the moment. But this is more to the point of what I said. Like we dropped, let's call it a few thousand points. We've rallied a few thousand points back to the same area. So I really want to see us get above that area, more than anything else. I mean, Alpha Numerics did its trick. I was that trade I was in from yesterday. I think it was at about 66,800 or whatnot. I ended up getting out of that trade a few hours after the show last night in about break even. Glad I did that because we did actually go a bit lower. And then today I'm not glad I did that, but I did get back into the trade at 67,333. So I still entered theoretically below the green diamond and inside the wave here at the support MRI support and resistance zone. So all the things that I would have been looking for here, I ended up getting back in that trade on the
Yeah,
upside
and
on the
Matt,
downside.
and if that was me trading that chart, I would have got in a little bit later on the green star candle as it's breaking the prior candle's high. So it would have been around 67.5, just slightly above your entry.
Right, right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would have liked to have got in down here, but what are you going to do? So anyway, that's the 4 hour as it sits right now. It's back in the zone. It's back in the range. It's the middle of the range that we've been in for some time now. I really need to see us clear this particular range here because otherwise I could see this melting away the same way that all these pumps have done in recent times here. 12-hour time frame. Good. We're back above all the moving averages, but it's that same thing. We got back into the wave here, which is really good as well. And the MRI support and resistance, that's the same area I really liked on the 4 hour and on the 12 hour. So that's all good there. If we open the trade up here in the morning, it's going to be very clean on the MRI to get the start of a new MRI count above all the moving averages. That gives us plenty of room to the upside there, which is fantastic. daily time frame, we came down to the 50. Bang. I mean, money. 50's been money apparently. So that's great. But we'll see. I really like where we are. It's but this is the thing. I mean, look at this range. How many days has that been, give or take, in this range? It's been frustrating. I'm still completely bullish. Everything I said in yesterday's show, that I view this as a buy the dip where we were in last night's show. I view anything lower than this is buy the dip. Even though the wave is red, I was just adamant that I think Bitcoin. I've changed my mind. Bitcoin's going to the moon this year, and I view everything as buy the dip. And I was quite vocal about that, in yesterday's show. Weekly time frame, just to finish off my rant. Look at this. Came back down, tested the 7. This is what I said in yesterday's show. And I said in the show before that we could come back down and test these 7s and whatnot like that. Fantastic. If this candle starts to go green, in 2 weeks' time, you won't remember that this was a bad week that dropped, a couple of $1,000. It's going to look fantastic. This looks good. The MRI count looks great. I love that we've bounced off the 7 here, give or take, and recovered really strongly. I think there's a great chance for a positive week here. And I don't know, above all the moving averages on alphanumerics, I'm as bullish as you can get. As bullish as you can get. But, one thing, as I come back to you now, Tone, so we could just chat face to face, it's a bit annoying because I'm not as big in this position as I normally would be. I kind of got annoyed, and I've been so busy out here in Japan that instead of going, 500,000 or whatever, 700,000 long, I've just got like a pretty small little trade on with not much leverage, and it would just be perfect that I got a great trade and I did what I said I was going to do. I stayed in the trade for a few months and it rallied $20,000 and I was in the perfect trade, and it wasn't as big as I wanted it to be. Like, it always seems to happen that way. When I get real big, I don't know. I guess it's because I close the trades too quickly when I'm too big, and I don't give it any room. When I'm smaller, I can just sort of leave it, And I think the difference is me, but it tends to always happen. Have you got any comment on that, Tone? Does that happen to you?
Yeah, no, it's happened to me many times. But but the thing you said about being busy, this is why, and I'm also replying to a comment in the trade. I'm very open about the fact that I have not actively traded in years. Years. The last time I actively traded was during the pandemic because I got stuck at home. That's it. I just have too many random things going on in my life that I'm not really trading right now. I do manage the longer term positions, and these are positions I don't want to alter. Like, I want to, if I go to 0% long Bitcoin, I want to stay 0% long Bitcoin for a year because it's going down. And if I go 100% long Bitcoin, I want to stay in that trade for a year or two without altering the position. That, so that's the kind of trading I'm doing right now. But in the future, I may go back to active trading, but I'd probably need a family to do that. A lot of people are like, oh, when you have kids, you're going to be too busy. Yeah, but when I have kids, I'm going to be at home. I'm not going to be getting on a random airplane. Like, I'm going to be in one place the whole time, like Matt. Matt is just moving locations, but once he's settled in his actual home, he'll be in one place all day long. So it's a lot easier to trade in that situation.
Yeah, and thankfully, 95% of my position is traded similar to how Tone trades it as well. Long-term position trade. So I get more fascinated and frustrated with the small amounts of money in the day trading stuff, which I think when Black Box finally goes live, I'll probably phase out altogether and just put the whole thing automated, so I don't have to do anything. Completely automated.
Right.
Speaking of which, please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate links in the description below, and please join the Discord group, which is in the description below. Black Box is in beta as of tonight for the new Bang Box signals, and I'm so excited to be able to just put the money that I would be normally day trading into this Bang Box and just let it do it for me, because I think that it's going to outperform me in the long run anyway. Tone, what are you seeing, mate, in the markets?
All right, let's go to the charts. Yeah, I will also add that, like, myself more than you, and maybe perhaps one day you, I got put in this unfortunate position where I make YouTube videos about trading, but no one is gonna watch dollar cost average videos. Like Tyler Jenks might be able to pull it off, doing like videos on where we simply discuss, these buy and hold long-term strategies, but people watch for day trading stuff. So I have to discuss day trading stuff, even though I don't actually actively do it. And when I start actively doing it, we'll see if I make videos about it or not. Because making videos and answering questions is also distracting. All right, let's get back to the charts. So let's go to the high level. As Matt said, the weekly candle looks really, really good. And look, the week's not over. Today is only Wednesday. We have plenty of time. But if this candle goes green, the tone-based volume is already green. All the other indicators are actually looking really, really good. Even the MACD. Yes, I know it's going down, but man, a few weekly green candles and this thing is going to cross over in a very, very high area. And I can't see anything in this RSI, but the RSI looks really, really bullish on a weekly scale. And the CMF is definitely bullish. So everything is pretty much
Yeah, EXA down
bullish.
the bottom there, mate.
So yeah,
The EXA down the bottom there, which I love.
yeah, the EXA as well, very, very bullish. Everything is bullish on a weekly scale. The MRI is bullish. The candle does need to close here. The closer this closes to a doji candle, the better for the MRI. In a perfect world, we close this week just under the all-time weekly high close, which is at 71,300. Very doable. Another 1,000 points higher on Bitcoin this week at the close, and we're there. And if we're opening next week above 70,000, that could be the game changer that breaks us out. I just realized as I'm doing this, if I make this line a flat 70,000 on coordinates, I have a feeling it's going to look what I'm expecting it to look. If I make it a flat 70,000, you will see we have never opened a weekly candle above 70,000. We have been above 70,000 for so much time in the last 3 months, and yet we've never opened a weekly candle above 70. I think opening a candle above 70 is going to shoot this thing significantly higher. And we are super close to next week being the first week of opening above 70. Everyone always focuses on where candles are closing. No one ever talks about where candles are opening. I don't even talk about where candles are opening. And I just realized as drawing that line, I'm like, holy shit, I don't think we've ever opened the candle above 70. And if we open the candle above 70, it's super possible we can close that candle above 80 on a weekly scale.
What about that weekly 9? The MRI top back there. That looks like it's open above 70.
You're right. That one did open above 70, but it was a red candle. I don't know. You don't really pay attention to those candles.
Sorry, mate, but yeah, look,
Man,
I'm with.
Matt just totally Matt just totally killed my entire thing. I totally missed that. Matt is right. That one did, but it was an MRI top candle. This one is in
Yeah,
the middle of the count. It's like a
it
world of
doesn't
difference.
doesn't count, mate. Doesn't count.
MRI top candles don't count. You know it's gonna go down. All right. Position chart, a little concerning yesterday at the lows, but right now we have 9 hours to go. We have the FOMC in the middle of that. I'm not too worried about the FOMC. I'm probably going to do a live stream during the FOMC. And yeah, 100% long position, and I like to keep it that way. We had a red star candle on a daily scale. We broke 2 moving averages, bounced off the 50 beautifully. And again, having a candle close near 70 will finally get close to breaking your modified lucid SAR. It's coming up. It's getting there. I think next week it'll drop some, and we'll be in business. The 4-hour chart just got rejected by a moving average. It's still early in the day. This one I would love to see an MRI top here, near 70 or above 70,000. Again, this 70 is really been tricky. We've been doing this for a while. Matt asked, how long have we been in this consolidation? Well, we've been consolidating since March. We're already pushing almost into July. We're likely to consolidate into the end of June, early July. That would make this a 4-month consolidation, which is still better than this massive 6-month consolidation we had to deal with. And then we had one of these that was about 2 months. So I think 4 months is a very good, reasonable consolidation time. The moving averages had a chance to catch up. That's great. We didn't touch the 128, which I think is also good. I don't really want to touch the 128. It flirts with disaster. The 128 is one of my favorite moving averages. We almost touched it, missed it by a few dollars back in May, and that's enough. Like, we don't need to flirt with it again. And the next time we're coming back to this moving average, I would love to see us come back and hit it around 75 after getting to a 92-ish area. So that's looking great. And
I mean,
the price, yeah.
just look at alphanumerics there, man, and the color of those waves. This is why I built the indicator, and I need to respect it even more myself. If you just zoom out a little bit, man, when that wave is red, that's why I said that back when it first turned red. I said, go play golf, come back when it turns green. Do you know? And you would save yourself so much chop. So much, I know, and I know that you called the bottom there on the MRI, but you've just gone through months of up and down, up and down. If you're staring at this as a day trader, it's so much easier just to be long only on buying dips when the wave is green. You know, like that FOMC, how you do that great analysis where if you only traded during like the before and after the announcements being made, that's kind of the way I look at alphanumerics. Like if you just only traded when the wave is green and you only went long only, you'd do so much better, and then you just put your hands in your pockets when it went red. And that's such a smart thing to do, you know.
Yeah, and here's another example, right? Like, yes, this is a beautiful buy the dip opportunity at 66K. Now, if I go to the lower level time frames, did I have an MRI buy signal at 66K on a 4-hour? I did not. Or about the 1 hour right there. Did I get it? Did I not get it? Let's wait for it to load. Probably not. Not that lucky. I did. Oh, close. Second consecutive, not as great, not a crash candle, not as great. It was there-ish. But the daily chart is the key chart. And right here, beautiful MRI buy off a moving average with a reversal candle. Great buying opportunity. Here, you're falling on a daily red star. This is not a place I'm looking to hunt by the dips, but that's okay. Because if tomorrow we get a green star candle, that's a safer trade. So I would rather enter a safer trade at 70 than a scary buy the dip at 66. In this particular situation, this situation is different. If I'm entering a green star candle here, yeah, it's not that bad versus the buy the dip, but I had an opportunity to buy the dip. Here, I never really had an opportunity to buy the dip, but that's okay. That's why the MRI indicator gives you multiple signals. One as a catch the knife signal, and the other is a safer breakout signal. And the safer breakout signal is very likely to come tomorrow.
Mm, mm. Agreed.
All right, beautiful hourly candle right now that we're working on. It's already past 10 a.m. Doesn't seem to be a 10 a.m. reversal going on. I will check the other markets. But look, we're perfectly in line with the purple trend. The purple trend was last epic, like the last 4 years. We're literally hugging the purple line, and the purple line broke out in early July. So watch out for a breakout in early July. And if it follows the purple line, we're going to break out to 86 and top out at 89, late summer. that would be nice, and that would be us following the the last 4-year path.
Mm.
All right, next quick charts. Oil bouncing today. Not sure what that means yet. Gold. Gold is still concerning for me. It's stuck under some moving averages. S&P crushing it.
Bang. Whoa. Damn.
I know. And there it goes. Good CPI numbers. People think that the Fed might lower the rate. They won't, but uh, as expected, I mean, look, S&P has been doing better than Bitcoin. Absolutely
Yeah.
crushing it. Wow. I've been bullish. I've been telling everyone to be bullish. Everyone is always scared to be bullish. And that's about it. I saw this. This is NVIDIA. That is probably a data error. That has to be a data error. That did not happen on NVIDIA. If it had, there's no way it would be so calm these 2 days. It had a stock split, had a 10-to-1 stock split. That's actually kind of great for NVIDIA. It'll probably go way higher. Now people can actually afford NVIDIA stock. Instead of it being a $1,000 stock, it's now a $100 stock. And this has to be a data error. And somebody asked for DraftKings, so I'll look at one stock. I'm curious. With NBA Finals going on, DraftKings is up. I don't know why it's up. I don't see any earnings. Jim Cramer said something. DraftKings price target maintain 60, maybe. Olympics are coming up. I don't know. It's looking good. I mentioned DraftKings on my channel the other day, and I think this when I pulled up this chart because someone asked me to pull it up, and I said, you don't need me. You just need to have the MRI. You have an MRI top right here at 50. You have an MRI buy opportunity right here, even though you did have a rough candle a few days later. And you had another MRI buy opportunity a week ago, along with 2 other arrows. And now we're rising, and the MRI sell is coming probably on Monday. So you don't need me to trade this. You just need the indicator. All right. And on this note, I'll just remind people that this week, I would love to see another positive week for ETF purchases. Last week was a monster at 25,000 Bitcoins purchased. I know that yesterday was probably big selling by the ETFs. Maybe we have some data. It actually wasn't that bad. Look at Tuesday's data. They only sold 3,000 Bitcoin, and we had a massive crash. This is concerning, when on a week where the ETFs buy 25,000 Bitcoin, Bitcoin only rises a few $1,000s. This is last week. But then on a day where they sell 3,000 Bitcoin instead of buying 26,000, Bitcoin crashes like $5,000. This seems like a very unequal and scary relationship. It doesn't make sense to me. It should not be that skewed, that sensitive to selling pressure versus not sensitive enough to buying pressure. But time is our friend. And there's only so many weeks, in our life that ETFs can buy 25,000 Bitcoin and for Bitcoin not to get into some kind of a God candle. There's going to be a shortage. I know there are arbitrage with people shorting it and all this stuff, but if this happens for like 7 weeks in a row, there will not be any more Bitcoin for ETFs to buy. And whoever is shorting it will get so screwed. The price can go up, not just 10,000 in a day, 50,000 in a day, if there is a complete and utter shortage of Bitcoin. It can actually happen. Greg Foss used to call this a gamma squeeze. So I'm really curious what this week's number is going to be, what this month's number is going to be. You can look at my monthly numbers. Only in April was the monthly number negative. Last month, there was 30,000 Bitcoin bought, and in the first week of June, it was 25,000. If this week is on the order of 60,000 Bitcoins bought, this month, sorry, and the following month is another 50, 60,000 Bitcoins bought, I think by September, there will not be enough Bitcoin for the ETFs to buy. And we can easily start approaching that, 150K if this continues. You can also see GBTC is going down. It is now way behind BlackRock. And look at the trading volume. Look at the value traded. Look at the number of Bitcoins held. It's already lower. And eventually, Fidelity will also hop over GBTC. It'll take another, probably till the end of the year. But there's a shot that by end of year, Fidelity has more Bitcoin than Grayscale. And it's already approaching its trading volume. And once it breaks its trading volume, then there'll be even more interest in Fidelity over Grayscale. And once Grayscale goes to third place, they will not have any more Bitcoin to sell, really. And they're already starting to sell very, very little Bitcoin. You can see how last week, I mean, they're still selling. They're still selling every week, every month, but the
They
numbers are
have to
getting
sell.
significantly smaller.
They have to sell it all.
Eventually, it'll
Yes.
get down there. All right, and finally the CPI numbers. I'm gonna do a video on my channel, probably around 2 p.m. Right as the FOMC makes their decision, and then maybe we'll do a Twitter space on the financial summit as well. You can see that the CPI number came in. You can look at it on FinWiz. It came in as 0, so no inflation. Month over month came in at 0.2 on core CPI, which is um, higher on core CPI, which is less food and energy, which is interesting, right? That means your food and energy prices have fallen in price a little bit, and the rest of the stuff has gone up. That's rare. Usually, food and energy is what people care about, and that's lowering. Maybe that's what drove it. But inflation is still 3.3% year on year. It's just that it's 0 versus last month, right? Like your prices have not gone up from the month before, but they're still up 3.3% versus a year earlier. And that's big. I mean, inflation is still high, so the Fed is not going to lower the rate. All right, on that note, this show has been longer than usual. Matt, close us out. I don't really have much else to add.
No, mate. That you've said it all, and it was a great show today. Thank you for that. Give me back the screen share.
There you go.
There it is, mate. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It was a great show today, Tony. You really knocked it out of the park. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Please use the affiliate links to the discount group below and join the Discord group. Tomorrow's going to be another great show. I can't wait to see if Bitcoin breaks through all these little resistance area that it's at right now. I think it's going to go. I think Bitcoin's going to go, and we're going to be jacked. All right. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye, guys.